In this video, we are going to talk about the professional engineering license. We will talk about the benefits of getting a PE license as well as the steps required to obtain one. There are many benefits to getting a professional engineering license, and in this video, we'll talk about a few of them. One of the greatest benefits to getting your PE license is that only licensed engineers can do certain things, such as preparing, signing, sealing, and submitting engineering plans and drawings for approval. Also, only a professional engineer can review another engineer's work. If you want to be a consulting engineer or own your own business, especially in the private sector, a PE is required in order for you to do this. As you start your job search, you'll find that many jobs require you to either be a PE or be on your way to becoming a PE. Let's now talk about the steps to getting a PE license. You must first earn a 4-year degree from an accredited engineering program. It's important when you're looking at different programs to see if they're ABET accredited. If they're not, you might have to fill out special paperwork or jump through some hoops in order to become a PE. So check out the programs and see if they have that ABET accreditation. Next, you have to pass the Fundamentals of Engineering exam, also called the FE. We'll talk about this exam more in a moment. Once you pass your FE, you earn the title of Engineer in Training. You must then accumulate 4 years of qualifying experience under another PE. Once you've gotten your 4 years of experience, it's now time to take another exam. This exam is called the PE exam. More on this in just a minute. Now let's talk a little bit more about the FE exam. The FE exam is offered in 7 disciplines: chemical, civil, electrical and computer, environmental, industrial and systems, mechanical, and other disciplines. It is important to note that each of these exams also have questions that are not related to the specific major. For example, the civil engineering exam also has questions from your math classes, your dynamics classes, engineering economics, and ethics. So it's important to hang on to all those notes. You will take the FE exam on the computer, and you will be provided with the FE reference handbook. This handbook has all of the equations necessary to work through the exam. The FE exam is 110 questions and takes 6 hours. 6 hours. So for many of you, this is going to be the longest exam that you have taken so far. My biggest piece of advice for the FE is to take the FE your senior year. Your university will likely offer review classes. You'll have friends to study with and prepare with. And also the pass rate is so much higher for people who take the FE within 12 months of graduation. So I know you will have a lot going on your senior year, but please, please, please take the time to take the FE. Even if you don't plan on getting a professional engineering license, it's worth it to take the FE now, just in case your plans change. So take the FE your senior year of college. Now let's move on and talk about the second exam you have to take to become a PE, and this is called the PE exam. The PE is specific both to your major and your field within that major. For example, there are 3 different types of mechanical engineering PE exams: HVAC and refrigeration, machine design and materials, and thermal and fluid systems. So you pick the exam that best fits whatever you're doing in industry. The time varies from test to test, but most of the tests are between 8 and 9 hours. Some versions of the PE are open book. For example, for the civil engineering PE exam, you're allowed to bring any reference materials you want into the exam. Some people have even brought in rolling bookcases full of books. However, the mechanical engineering test only allows you to use the provided reference book. Your PE license is specific to the state where you take the PE test. So if you want to work in multiple states, you might have to take multiple PE exams. Sometimes your test will transfer and your PE license will transfer to other states, but you will have to check depending on the state you want to work in. Luckily, we live in California, which has some of the most strict rules and regulations for obtaining your PE. So often your PE from California will transfer to other states. But again, it really depends on what you're doing and what state you want to work in. Whether or not you should get a PE really depends on your major and the type of work you want to do. I really recommend talking to people in your major, in your field, to ask them if they think a PE is needed. But again, even if you think you don't need a PE or you won't want to get your PE in the future, you should still take the FE exam. This way, if your plans change, you're covered and you don't have to take that exam again, because you're much more likely to pass when you take it when you're still in college.